Hi everyone. Probably chosen the most squeaky chair in the house, and I'm also eating a snack. I'm eating scrambled eggs and avo on toast with barbecue sauce. While Mike is asleep, I just want to give you a quick update. The last time that I would have spoken to you was with my birth trauma video, and I think I was 25 weeks when I recorded that. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who sent me messages privately. I was blown away with the support that I received from that, and a lot of people agree that birth trauma is something that's not talked about enough and needs to be communicated more. So yeah, thank you for that. Today I'm currently 27 weeks and 5 days, so I'm in the third trimester, which is so exciting. I just cannot wait to meet her now. Like, I'm just so ready for her to come out. You can probably tell, like, I'm getting a bit puffed. I just wanted to do a bit of a recap. So I spoke to you guys when I was 18 weeks, after 18 weeks actually, because that's when I got married, was 18 weeks. And honestly, not much has happened from there. I just was seeing my midwife and my specialist once a month, just to kind of keep on track on top of all my health issues, my regular monthly blood tests and everything. I also got a call from an obstetrician to come in. I haven't yet, that's in like a week or two. They come in and talk about like my birth options, preferences, and based on all my results and scans and that sort of stuff. I don't really have much to kind of update you on. It's kind of been a bit a bit boring because it's just been so like full on. Being pregnant and having Micah, time is just flying. Like, I'm just so busy with Micah that I just sometimes forget that I'm even pregnant until I start to get a bit of pain or like puffing because of this big giant belly that's in front of me. It's weird, like I almost feel like a little bit of guilt this time around because I haven't been like bonding or like, you know, every time she kicks and that sort of stuff, I'm just like busy and that sort of thing. So like there hasn't really been much of me like taking photos with my bump and actually sitting there and feeling and talking to her when she kicks and stuff. I was constantly doing that with Micah, and whereas this time it's not really any much time to myself to be able to do that, if that makes sense. So I almost feel like I'm neglecting this baby and pregnancy in a way, but it's honestly just flying by, and I'm just starting to get a bit emotional because like it could most likely be my last pregnancy, and I'm like, oh my god, like I need to just chill out and have that bonding time and soak it all up, because before I know it, she's going to be here. Today's the 3rd of August. Next month Micah turns 1, and then the following month is her arrival month. It's full on, like it's just so crazy how fast it's going, and yeah, madness. But nothing really to report on other than appointments and that sort of stuff. I did have a little bit of a scare. Was it last week? I think it was last week. At 26 week I had blood in the toilet bowl when I went to the toilet, so I actually recorded footage of that, so I will insert that here. Hi everyone, so I'm just making this just in case to capture the moments and all the experiences. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be anything, but this morning at about 9 o'clock I went to the toilet. When I stood up to go and flush, there was blood all in the toilet bowl, so this is going to be way TMI, so apologies, but pregnancy is not glamorous. So I had blood in the bowl, but there was no blood on any toilet paper. I messaged my midwife and she called me straight away just to double check that, you know, I wasn't having any pains. She just kind of suggested that I put a pad on, and we needed to like, because I obviously didn't like know, because I did number 1 and number 2s, just suggested I put a pad on and kind of see the next time I go to the toilet, just so we can see where the bleeding was coming from, you know what I mean. So the next time I went to the toilet, I didn't have any blood on my pad, and there wasn't any blood when I'd done a wee, so we're thinking I could have possibly had a hemorrhoid inside that I didn't know about, and that could have burst or something when I went number 2s. Since I got home from my photo shoot, just sitting on the couch and everything, I was getting quite a lot of pains and tightening, like cramping tightenings. When I was breathing out at one stage, I was getting almost like a light stabbing feeling in the bottom right hand side of my stomach near my C-section scar. So I let her know, and she once again called me straight away and just said, I think it's time to go in sooner rather than later, just to go and get some testing and monitoring and that sort of stuff done. That's where I am. just pulled up to the hospital and just about to walk to maternity and go in for an examination. But today I am 26 weeks and 5 days, so I'm a little bit freaked out. I also don't know if it's like a Braxton Hicks feeling because I never once had Braxton Hicks with Micah's pregnancy. So anyway, to stop speculating, I think I'm just a bit anxious and a bit nervous, so just better just go in there and do it. I'm back. So all good, nothing to worry about. Had to get like a bit of an exam and they found internal hemorrhoids, which is causing the bleeding. My blood pressure was all good. Baby's heart rate was really good and there was no protein in my urine. Everything is looking really good in there, which is awesome. They just didn't really say anything about my pains though, so I'm not really sure what the pains are from. They just said if they get any worse or anything then to come back in, but there was no Braxton Hicks or anything happening when I was hooked up to the monitor, so and I was getting pains then, so yeah, they're just not sure with that one. But anyway, so yeah, that happened. The next day I had my glucose test, so I did some recording on my phone of my glucose test and that sort of stuff, but it was a bit hard, so I'll insert that now. Good morning, coming to you with a very good through the steering wheel angle. It's a very cold morning. It's 4 degrees at the moment and it is 7 o'clock. I'm on my way to my glucose test. I was waking up all night. I was awake for like 2 hours straight during the night as well. I was awake from 3 to 5. My tummy was rumbling and we all know you have to fast for 10 hours before the glucose test. I'm very worried how I'm going to go today. Hopefully I don't spew and have to do it again. For those who don't know, they test you for like gestational diabetes. What they get you to do is you've got to get your blood test done, then you have a drink and you've got to drink it within 5 minutes, and then you have to get your blood tested an hour after you have the drink, and then again another hour later. So it's the 3 blood tests. But because I'm seeing the specialist and a private midwife as well, I've got fortnightly blood tests that I have to get done now too. I'm 3rd trimester tomorrow. I'm 27 weeks tomorrow. Oh my god. I just cannot wait to meet her. I went to the hospital yesterday. Obviously you would have seen there was 3 babies already born and there was 6 women in labor, and that's all I could hear was like the screaming and stuff the whole time. Then I went past the nursery and there was so many babies in there and I was like, oh my god, I'm just so excited now. I just cannot wait to meet her. Just want her here in my arms now. Oh no, sorry, thought I saw someone I knew riding their bike in the rain. Just cannot believe how quick I feel like she's going to be here in no time. And I'm going to be a mum of 2, under 2. A mum of a boy and a little girl, and I'm so excited. Like, I just cannot wait to have a little girl. And we've chosen her name, so it makes it more real, I guess. We are just so obsessed with it. I cannot wait for everyone to find out and see what everyone thinks, because it's quite different. And I've only ever heard one person called it, which is where I kind of got it from. But we've spelled it different to her name. No, the name didn't come off TikTok this time, if for anyone wondering. I'm honestly trying to distract myself from my glucose test because I'm so hungry already. Last time I literally felt like I was going to faint when I was done, and I went straight to McDonald's. I'm probably going to go straight to McDonald's again this time. God, I'm good. Healthy diet. You know, it's probably going to come back that I do have gestational diabetes. It's so weird how your diet changes throughout pregnancy. All my first half of my pregnancy, up until I was 20 weeks, I was eating so healthy. Like, I just wanted salads, salad rolls, tuna and veggie and rice dishes and stuff. Like, that's all I wanted. And now I'm just like, yeah, give me all the fast food I can have. I'll have Macca's and KFC anytime. Yeah, not looking forward to this just because I have to not only do the glucose blood test, but I also have a lot of other blood tests and urine samples and stuff that I have to do as well. I've just had my initial blood test done. I had to get all my other blood tests and do my urine sample first before they did the one for the glucose. So I had about 7 tubes of blood taken. And then I had my blood for the glucose test. Then I had to go to the toilet and then I had to drink my drink. I think I might be a bit weird, but I actually really like the taste of the drink, so I could drink it with ease. It's no problem. It's actually good because the pathology service here is just absolutely packed. Like the waiting room is packed, and she's like, you don't have to sit in the waiting room, like you can go out near the cafe and get some fresh air. Just be back for your next lot of blood tests at 5 to 9. All being well, I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. Actually kind of like helped my hunger a little bit. But yeah, I'm just sitting out near the cafe and all the other shops and stuff where I'm getting the door constantly open and I'm getting a bit of fresh air, so it's actually nice rather than sitting in a stuffy room. Number 2 done. Line and stretch. Literally that afternoon, my mum had mopped my tiles for me. We were just about to leave to go and do some jobs. I've come out around the corner after putting my shoes on and I literally slipped and like my legs split. I haven't actually told you, but I've been going to a women's health physio for my pelvic girdle pain and back pain. I think I might have undone all that work, but I almost like did the splits nearly, but was still standing as I've turned the corner and changed direction, and I just felt like a big crack like in my pelvis. It actually hurt that much that it brought me to tears. Like I was in tears, in a lot of pain. The next day I actually woke up and I was in a lot more pain. I don't know what I've done there. I haven't been back to the physio yet. I don't get to go back to see her until next week, so we'll be bringing that up. But yeah, that was all like in the space of 3 days. Like the bleeding, the glucose test and the fall. It wasn't really fall, it was like the splits. You can obviously tell that my face is getting a little bit more swollen. So for those who don't know, my preeclampsia symptoms started from 27 weeks when I was with Micah. I've only had like 2 days so far that I have had swelling in my feet, and that's when I've been on my feet for 4 hours straight or something. I haven't sat down and had a rest or anything, but I am waking up with sore ankles and getting a lot of pain and stuff during the night with my back and my pelvis. If I don't have my legs together when I'm like turning or like sitting down and getting up or getting in and out of the car, if I don't have my legs together, I get a lot of pain in my pelvis. But yeah, a lot of my symptoms for preeclampsia with Micah's pregnancy started at 27 weeks, and they actually told me I had carpal tunnel syndrome in my hands because my hands were so like swollen. I think they're doing pretty good. My rings and stuff still fit, so that's good. I was getting swollen hands, my face was swelling, so I've started to get a little bit, but I'm also like really tired and run down, so it could also just be like from being tired. And yeah, obviously like the swelling in my feet and ankles and stuff. So far so good this time around. I've got my big tray here of all my medication that I have to take every day, and I've also got my blood pressure machine here that I have to monitor my blood pressure morning and evening or afternoon. So yeah, obviously taking the precaution because I'm pregnant again within 12 months of having preeclampsia. I'm at a heightened risk of it developing again. So yeah, I'm just being monitored very, very closely and having to do a lot of stuff from home. And now that I'm in my 3rd trimester, my appointments are becoming more regular. So I've dropped down to fortnightly appointments now instead of the monthly. I have both my specialist and my midwife tomorrow actually, so I might actually try and take you along for them, or I'll give you a bit of an update or something after. And then I have my first growth scan on Monday in a couple of days time as well. So just given high risk pregnancy with everything that's going on, and also my previous experience with preeclampsia, they just want to do a 28 week and a 32 week growth scan this time. That's all I've really kind of got to update you on. Like I said, not too much has been happening, but just kind of riding the wave, pregnancy wave, and doing it with Micah is very hard. I'm in a lot of pain, like lifting him, and yeah, anyway, it's all part of the journey, the pregnancy journey. But I'm trying not to complain, and I'm trying to enjoy the pain, if that makes sense, because it could possibly be the last time that I'm going to feel this. So it's like there's a bit of yin and yang about it. I'm obviously not liking the pain and the discomfort, but I'm also trying to enjoy it and soak up every moment of pregnancy, because like I said, it could possibly be my last one. See how these go, just because I'm obviously clearly not a fan of being pregnant, and pregnancy just doesn't agree with me. Like one of the doctors told me that growing a baby and growing a human is obviously like growing a foreign object inside you, and my body just doesn't agree with it and kind of rejects the foreign object. aka baby. We'll see, and play by ear. It's too early to think about that sort of stuff. That's all I wanted to kind of update you on. I won't end the vlog here, but I will take you along on my appointments tomorrow and also my growth scan Monday. I will also give you a little update of my belly. This is me, 27 weeks and 5 days pregnant. Girl belly is definitely so different from the boy belly. Very different to my pregnancy with Micah. But anyway, bye. I just finished up all my appointments. I had my midwife and then I had to come straight to my specialist, and just finished up with both of them. Everything is looking all right. However, my glucose tolerance test come back that I have gestational diabetes. I was 0.2 over. She reckons because I'm quite low in the scale of gestational diabetes that I won't be needing any like insulin or anything. However, I will have to go over to the hospital sometime next week for like a bit of an education and to get all my equipment, because like I'm gonna have to obviously be pricking my finger and testing my sugar levels all the time now. So just another thing. So that's awesome. Love that for me. Ugh, I had a feeling. I was just like, I feel like something's gonna come back today and I'm not gonna like it. Anyway, as long as I know it's manageable, and they said I shouldn't have to make too much like change. Baby's heart rate's sitting good at about 150. This is from my midwife as well, by the way. I'll update you about specialists after I finish talking about the midwife appointment. Baby's positioning was on my right side face down. She's currently measuring at 30 weeks, so I'm 28 weeks tomorrow. How crazy though, next week I'm gonna have a date. I have an appointment with my obstetrician, and I was just told that because like I've made the decision and you know I now have this as well as everything, that they will book me in ASAP for my elective C-section. If all goes well and everything stays in until that date, it'll probably be about 39 weeks, they said. So that is just crazy that that's like 10 weeks time. That's obviously like if everything goes to plan and I don't get preeclampsia and my gestational diabetes doesn't get worse and I don't go into labor beforehand. So yeah, that was my midwife. And then I went to my specialist. All my readings are really good except for my vitamin D is still low, but we're just going to keep monitoring that. I got another thing to get another blood test in 3 weeks time. She made me a bit nervous though, because she was like, oh, you only have to get this if everything's going well and you're asymptomatic and that sort of stuff. Obviously, like if you get some more symptoms, you'll need to come into the rooms and whatnot. I didn't feel like I have any swelling and that sort of stuff, but she did like a swelling test on my legs and there was like a low level of swelling, so there's swelling there. Fun times. It's all freaking happening. I don't have to go back to see her for another 4 weeks because I have midwife and also the obstetrician that works at the hospital in like 2 weeks, so she didn't want to make me have 3 appointments over here in like the same week. So we'll just go to 4 weeks with her and go through how I'm going. We didn't really have much luck with her today. We didn't really get to see too much because the ultrasound technician said that she's actually breached. So all we could really see was her feet and her spine and the cord and the placenta. So we actually, didn't really get to see too much in the actual scan. The ultrasound tech, she tried for a while to see if we could get a photo of her face, but yeah, unfortunately we couldn't. She did say that all blood flow and the placenta and her as a whole is all looking really healthy and growing at a really good rate, saying that she's probably just a little bit above average. She did say that she's currently sitting at 2.15 pounds, which is only 975 grams, so she's not even a kilo yet, which is just crazy to me because we're 29 weeks this week. In 4 days, she's still got so much growing to do. They say that most of the growing happens in the 3rd trimester anyway, but I was just shocked to hear that she wasn't even a kilo yet. Yeah, she was really happy with all my measurements. I still haven't got my call from the hospital and dietetic centre in regards to my gestational diabetes education session. My finger pricky thing, yeah, still like, I don't know. I still haven't heard from them. My midwife said that if I don't hear from them by Wednesday, then we'll have to kind of like follow up ourselves. Anywho's, I will end this video off here because it's probably already really long, and I will talk to you guys soon and keep you posted if I can. Bye.